Hi, the center of Dash is the catalog, and that's one of the things that makes Dash so cool. But you have to know how to find what you're looking for. That's what we'll cover in this video. First, the best part of the catalog is that it's structured. Most of the time you'll want to start browsing by what we call brands. Some people call them lines of figures as well. Anyway, for example, Star Wars is a brand, and so is DC and Marvel. And even though there are a lot of sub-brands under them, we use these top-level categorizations. It's sort of a gray area, and Dash even has a brand called Wrestling, even though that's really not a brand at all. It just made some sense. Anyway, most people will start with a brand, but you can also browse by genre, manufacturer, or year, since sometimes those ways of browsing will best fit your needs. The number of items under each selection is shown in parentheses, and anyway, it all works the same after that. Dash keeps track of users' collections, so it puts the most popular brands up front here, so you can always look at all 700 plus of them, or you can look at the most popular ones. As you click, you'll see that you have entered a filtered listing of all that brand's figures. With each click of the series and subseries, the list filters down to show you all of the relevant figures. What's really cool too is that if you ever see a figure that you're interested in, you can simply click on its series here, and Dash will show you just the figures of that series. Whenever you want, you can use what we call breadcrumbs here to back up and drill in further. It's very cool and helps you find your way through the maze of more than 40,000 figures in the catalog. Another important tool is search. Here you can type in a figure's name or part of a name to get started. First, Dash will search only within the current selection of the site you're in, catalog, marketplace, my collection. So if you're in the marketplace, when you search, you are only going to find figures that are currently for sale. The most common thing to do is search for the name of a figure, but you can also search for the brand, Dash ID, manufacturer, manufacturer number, assortment number, or UPC of a figure. So let's now search for a figure by name. As you know, the name of an action figure isn't always clear or differentiating enough. Heck, there are over 30 figures with the name just Luke Skywalker. Also, people are pretty imaginative in naming figures, as I'm sure you've seen on eBay. Dash tries to use the name that is printed, hopefully, on the package, and it adds to the name other information to make the right figures show up in a search. For example, a figure with the name Spidey will show up in a search for Spider-Man. However, we don't shove the brand and series into the figure's name, as you'll often see, since we found that introduces all kinds of weird and inconsistent names. So the tip for searching for a name in Dash is to use the most distinctive part of the name. And don't assume that giving Dash more information, like in Google, will necessarily help your search. An exception to that is that you can type the name of the figure and its manufacturer to help narrow it down. For example, a number of manufacturers have produced Superman action figures over the years. If that's all you know, you can help narrow down the catalog by typing in what you know. Another tip is the ability to search within a brand. In the example with Luke, if you search for Luke, you'll end up with over 250 results. And they aren't all from Star Wars even. Here are some Dukes of Hazzards and even some wrestling figures. So to filter that down more, I'll click into Star Wars and rerun the search, specifying the search only in Star Wars. That excluded 14 figures, but that's still not enough. So I know I'm looking for a particular figure in the Legacy collection of Star Wars, so I'll click on a figure in that series and rerun the search. Now only within the Legacy collection. Okay, 15 figures, much better. The last thing I'll leave you with is that you can also search by UPCs in Dash. That's invaluable if you have a bunch of package figures and a scanner. Click in the search field in Dash, scan a barcode on the package, and Dash will do a UPC-based lookup. We don't have full UPC coverage in the catalog today, and you'll find that UPCs aren't foolproof for identifying figures, when you consider variants and international and manufacturing defects, etc. But it still remains a very useful lookup method. So when you're in the catalog and you can fill in the UPC for a figure that we don't have, please do it. Anyway, that should get you going with finding figures in Dash. Enjoy!